Alright, in this calculator tutorial, we're going over just kind of a bunch of random things. So we're going to be converting fractions to decimals, we're going to be converting percents to decimals, and we're going to be using the square root button. So we're going to do it in the context of a few problems. We're going to do two ordering number problems, and then we're going to do a compound interest problem. So this question reads, an inequality is shown. Which value of x makes the inequality true? So we're trying to find the number that is between these two numbers. So trying to find the number that's between 1/8. Find the number that's between 1/8. I'm trying to find the number that's between 18%. So I go to my calculator. I want to convert these numbers to a decimal. So to get 1/8, remember, every time we see a fraction, it means division. So 1 divided by 8, Control, Enter, gives me 1/8 as a fraction. It's right here, 0.125. So I'm going to write that down. And then 18%. So 18%, you can do Dr. Pepper and move a decimal to the left 2 places, or you can use your calculator. I'm going to show you how to use your calculator. So 18% would be, I type in 1/8, and then I go down here to the little question mark exclamation point button. I press it, it opens up something that looks like this. I arrow over to percent. If I press enter, it gives me the fraction. I don't want that. So remember, to get a decimal from a fraction, what we would do, I press 18%, then I press Control Enter. I get 0.18, that's what I want. 0.18. Alright. Next thing, I have to convert my answer choices to decimals to see which one is between 0.125 and 0.18. So let's do 1/5. Again, 1/5 is 1 divided by 5, Control Enter. So it's 0.02, 0.2. 0.2. And then I have 1.6 and 0.09. Those are already as a fraction. And then my last one is the square root of 0.02. So to get my square root button, I press Control, then this x squared button to get my square root. It should look like this. I'll do it again. Control, x squared. I'll do it one more time. 3rd time's a charm. Control, x squared. And then I put 0.02 under it, and I press enter. So that's 0.1414. I'll write that down. 0.1414. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find which of these numbers is between 0.125 and 0.18. So let's go through each answer choice. 0.2 is bigger than 0.18, so it's not between them. 1.6 is bigger than 0.18, so it's not between them. 0.09 is less than 0.125, so it's not between them. So that leaves us with D is our answer. Here's another ordering number problems. Again, we're going to do this one, and we're going to do it with our calculators. I'm going to show you on screen how to do this with your calculator. So the question reads, two numbers are shown on the number line. Which value is not located between these two numbers on the number line? So again, first thing I want to do, I want to convert these to decimals. So start off with square root 9 divided by 3. So this one, to get the square root button, just like last time, I press Control and then x squared. To get this, again, Control x squared. So I put 9. So a lot of you, I see a lot of mistakes in my class. I see a lot of you just go 9 divided by 3. And look, if you notice, the square root sign is going over both the 9 and the 3. So when I enter it, I get 1.73. However, let's look at this. Look how both the 9 and the 3 are under the square root sign. Let's go back to our problem. Are the 9 and the 3 both under the square root sign? It's pretty easy to see that they're not both under the square root sign. So what we have to do for in our calculator, we press Control X squared just like before, but my cursor's under the square root. I need to press this arrow button over. See how my cursor is out of the square root now. So then I can do square root 9 divided by 3. Press enter. Notice how they look different. This one is bad. We don't want this one. This one is good. This is what we want. Our calculator screen should always match our problem. So we have this as 1. Now we have to go on to 2 pi. So for 2 pi is pretty easy. I'm just going to use 3.14 for pi. So 2 times 3.14. It's pretty easy. We just use a multiplication key. It's a pretty easy thing to do. And we get 6.28. So I'm going to write 6.28 down here. 6.28. Okay. So I'm looking for the number that is not between 1 and 6.28. So let's go through our answer choices. So pi, I don't think we need to use our calculators to do this. We all know that pi is approximately 3.14. Square root 9, let's get some practice with our square root sign. So I would go Control X squared, then press 9. That's 3. Okay? This equals 3. All right, choice C is pi divided by 9, or pi over 9. This is a fraction. We remember that all fractions are divide. So do 3.14 divided by 9. It gives me 0.35. And then pi squared divided by 9. So we do 3.14 squared. I use my square button. And then since it's a fraction, I divide by 9. Press enter. It gives me 1.09. All right, now we're looking for which of these numbers is not located between 1 and 6.28. So we ask ourselves, is 3.14 located between 1 and 6.28? It is, so it's not A. What about 3? Is 3 located between 1 and 6.28? It is, so it's not B. Choice C, is 0.35 between 1 and 6.28?
Okay, I found this on the web.
It is not. 0.35 is not between 1 and 6.28. So our answer is C. Is D 1.09 between 1 and 6.28? It is. It's not D. So our answer is C. Last problem we're going to do for this section, just kind of a random calculator fact section. We're going to do this compound interest problem. So the question reads, Mr. Wilkins deposited $2,500 in a new account at his bank. The bank pays 6.5% interest compounded annually on his account. And it says that Mr. Wilkins makes no additional deposits or withdrawals. Which amount is closest to the balance of the account at the end of the 2 years? So, I'm going to circle some numbers. 2,500 is important, 6.5% is important, and 2 years is important. I know this is compound interest because it says compounded annually. Underline that. So, I use my compound interest formula. A equals P 1 plus r to the power of t. So for this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it using my calculator, and I'm not going to convert the percent to a decimal. I'm just going to have my calculator do that for me. So I'm going to plug in my numbers. Remember, my principal is the amount of money I start off with. So it's 20, 2,500. So 1 plus my interest rate, which is 6.5%. And then raised to the power of 2. All right, so I go to my calculator and I press 2,500 parentheses 1 plus 6.5 to get the percent. I go over here, the question mark, exclamation point, scroll over here, select that, and then close my parentheses. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Close my parentheses, so it looks like this. Raised to the power of 2. Notice how I got that to get the power sign? If I ever need to get a number above my parentheses, I press this little caret over here. It looks like a little hat, like an upside down V. I press it, and I get a box that looks like that. I'll do it again. I press this button, and I press 2. So this should look exactly like I have my formula here. So 2,500 parentheses 1 plus 6.5%, parentheses closed, raised to the power of 2. Let's check. So we have 2,500 parentheses 1 plus 6.5%, raised to the power of 2. I think we're good. I can press enter, and it gives me my answer, 2,835.56. 2,835.56. We got A equals 2,835.56. So this is asking me for the balance of my account. We remember that compound interest gives us our account balances. So we don't have to do anything. We don't have to do any addition or subtraction from here. We can just look down our answer choices and see which one is closest. So the one that is closest is choice F. It's actually the exact one. G is too high, H is too low, and J is too low. So the only one that works is F.